the story, walk down such a path, how come he doesn't see what's coming? The answer, he doesn't think it's a path. He thinks an event, a one-time occurrence, when the truth is, God says that your life is not about the immediate. It's about the ultimate. It is about the ultimate. You can't trust the principle of the path with good intentions. I had a high school teacher who would always say, you know, the highway to hell is paved with good intentions, Mark. Good intentions doesn't necessarily get us off the path, does it? It doesn't. You see, your direction, not your intentions, determine your destination. And some of us have broken hearted at various times in our lives, and we've wanted to know, why did God let this happen to me? And the answer sometimes is that he didn't cause it, and he wanted to stop it, but sometimes he couldn't stop us. We didn't listen. And this leads me to two questions here this morning. First of all, what direction are you headed in today? Morally, relationally, financially, spiritually. Where are you going today? And those are biggies. And I encourage you to take some time to go before you go to bed tonight and think about those things. But how do you learn to choose the right path? How do you choose the right path? Well, first of all, as I land this plane, we need to get wisdom. And that's what we're going to be doing for the next several weeks, getting wisdom from Solomon's book, the book of Proverbs. Reading Proverbs will increase your wisdom quotient, if you will. Do you know how many chapters there are in Proverbs? Anyone? 31. 31. You can read one chapter a day for the next 31 days. Billy Graham used to do that every day. He read a chapter of the book of Proverbs. You need to develop accountable relationships. What if this guy in the story had a friend looking out the window after him instead of a man who had no relationship with at all? What if this friend had run down the stairs, warned him, and rescued him before he got into the woman's house? His whole life would have been different. You need to have somebody that will help keep you accountable. And third, we need to learn to make choices based on long-term, not the short-term. See your life the way we see your life, the way God sees your life, by thinking about it as a path. It's a series of steps, not a bunch of unrelated events. Think about what will happen if you eat a brownie every day. What's the next step after you eat the brownie once? Think about what will happen if you balance your checkbook and save and tithe every month. What does your life look like, step by step, if you do that every month? Think about what will happen if you pray every morning and say nice things with your spouse or to your spouse before work every day. Make choices based on what will develop if you would do something over a period of time, because it's the path you're on every time you make a one-time decision. Now, as we were traveling, we used Google Maps. You know, I laughed because I don't know how many times the voice on there would say, "At the fork in the road." I never quite saw that fork. But it would say, "At the fork in the road," and it would tell me what to do. The difference here is that God allows us to make a choice. At the fork in the road, what are you going to decide? You know? Is there anything with an occasional brownie? No. This did not happen with an occasional brownie. All right? Each decision we make. And I'm thinking about this as if you would come to our house and see all the chocolate we have brought back from Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's like there's no chocolate in the rest of the world with that. And so, I want you to think about this. When you see a fork, I want you to think of this. I should have written this down in your notes. Every decision I make is a new fork in the road. Every decision I make takes me down a new path. Lord, help me to choose the right path. So what can you do? Well, I'd like to encourage you to start beginning today. Today is what? June the, what is it? 4th. So before you go to bed tonight, open your book or bring it in your app and read Proverbs 4. And then tomorrow, read Proverbs 5. That's a great way to start. Okay? Begin a step to be able to do that. Begin thinking, you know what? It would be good for me to have a person to help keep me accountable. Who would that person be? Think about who that might be. Begin to make wise decisions, to seek after wisdom. That's what we're doing when we start reading Proverbs. You begin to see a few things here. Next week, we're going to take a look at what happens when we find we've already been on the wrong path. And we'll take a look at that. But what direction are you going? What direction are you going? Because our direction determines our destination. Would you stand and sing with me?